Did you know that Brazil, one of the most vibrant and colorful countries in the world, also harbors a dark side? This is the side that lurks behind the vibrant samba dances, the sun-drenched beaches, and the pulsating football matches. It's a side that often gets brushed under the carpet, hidden from the prying eyes of tourists and even some locals. Brazil, the land of the iconic Christ the Redeemer, the legendary Amazon rainforest, and the world-renowned Rio Carnival, is a country that never fails to captivate with its infectious energy and unparalleled natural beauty. But there's a stark contrast between this popular image and the reality that many Brazilians face daily. Today, we'll take you on a journey beyond the picture-perfect postcards and the glitz and glamour of the tourist hotspots. We'll delve into the grittier, less glamorous aspects of Brazilian life. We'll explore the bustling nightlife that, while alive with music and merriment, also harbors a more sinister side. We'll discuss the issue of prostitution, a controversial topic that has been a part of Brazil's societal fabric for centuries. We'll also touch on the matter of cleanliness, or rather the lack thereof. For while Brazil boasts some of the world's most stunning natural landscapes, it also struggles with significant environmental issues and urban squalor. And lastly, we'll shed light on the crime conundrum that plagues this vibrant nation. Brazil, like many other countries, grapples with its share of crime, but the extent and nature of these illicit activities might surprise you. These are the stories that often go unheard, the narratives that are overshadowed by the more attractive aspects of Brazil's culture and tradition. But they're just as much a part of Brazil's identity as the samba, the carnival, and the football. So buckle up and prepare to see a side of Brazil that you might not have encountered before. Hold on to your seats as we delve into the underbelly of Brazil. But wait, before we begin, please subscribe to ensure that you never miss out on any of my crucial stuff. Comment "I subscribe" below, and I will personally welcome you to our community. Let's get started. As the sun sets, Brazil's nightlife emerges, casting a shadow that's far from the samba-infused image we often see. As dusk descends, the cityscape transforms and a different side of Brazil begins to unfold. This is a world far removed from the vibrant carnivals and sun-drenched beaches that Brazil is famed for. We're delving into the nightlife where the streets are shrouded in mystery and where women often find themselves resorting to selling their bodies to strangers. In the labyrinth of city lanes, under the neon lights, women of all ages can be found. They're out there, not by choice, but driven by circumstances beyond their control. The reasons are as many as they are complex: poverty, lack of education, societal pressure, or sometimes tragically, even coercion. Despite the Brazilian government's efforts to combat this issue, the statistics are still chilling. According to a report by the Brazilian Forum on Public Safety, there are roughly 250,000 women involved in the sex trade. That's nearly the population of a small city. Each one of these women has a story, a life that has led them to this point. The reality of it, though, is that this is not an issue confined to Brazil. It's a global issue, a human issue, but in the context of Brazil, the problem is exacerbated by high rates of poverty and inequality. The women involved in the trade are often the most vulnerable, trapped in a cycle of exploitation and marginalization. Yet amidst the shadows, there's resilience. The women who navigate this world every night, battling against the odds, are a testament to the human spirit's ability to endure. They are mothers, daughters, and sisters doing what they need to survive. In conclusion, the Brazilian nightlife is a complex tapestry of contradictions. It's a place of celebration, where samba rhythms pulse through the air. But it's also a place of desperation, where women are forced to sell themselves to make ends meet. The nightlife in Brazil, a tale of two cities, where joy and despair dance side by side. Prostitution, a profession as old as time, yet its presence in Brazil paints a grim picture. In the shadowy corners of Brazil's bustling nightlife, a troubling reality unfolds. Prostitution, an industry both stigmatized and exploited, thrives under the neon glow. Now, it's important to clarify, while prostitution itself is not illegal in Brazil, the act of exploiting or pimping out sex workers is a fine line, often blurred by the harsh realities of life. Prostitution in Brazil is prevalent, and the reasons behind its widespread nature are as diverse as they are complex. Economic struggle, lack of education, and societal pressures all play their part. Many women, and indeed men, find themselves with little choice but to sell their bodies, often in deplorable conditions, to scrape together a living. Data paints a vivid picture of the extent of this issue. According to a study conducted in 2023, an estimated 1 million individuals are engaged in prostitution in Brazil, a staggering number that underlines the magnitude of the problem. And it's not just adults caught in the web. Alarmingly, child prostitution is also a pressing issue, with thousands of minors being forced into the trade each year. But the implications of this rampant prostitution go beyond the individuals involved. It's a societal issue, driving a wedge deeper into the already gaping chasm of inequality in Brazil. It fuels crime, feeds the cycle of poverty, and perpetuates the objectification and exploitation of women. And yet, despite the grim reality, there's a strange dichotomy at play. On one hand, there's the vibrant, colorful image of Brazil that's often presented to the world, the land of samba, football, and carnival. On the other, there's this underbelly, this hidden face of Brazil that's often overlooked or ignored. In Brazil, the reality of prostitution serves as a stark contrast to the country's vibrant facade. It's a predicament that demands attention, empathy, and above all, action. For behind the glitz and glamour of the tourist hotspots, a different story unfolds, one that's waiting to be told and, more importantly, to be changed. Before we continue, can I beg a little favor? If you're liking what you're hearing, show us some love by pressing that like button. And hey, if you want to be in the loop for our fantastic upcoming videos, make sure to press subscribe and ring that bell so you're always in the know. Oh, and one more thing, drop a quick "I subscribe" down in the comments, and I'll make sure to offer you a warm welcome to our amazing family. Alright, enough of that. Let's keep the conversation flowing. Cleanliness, a basic human right, yet for many Brazilians it's a luxury they can't afford. This is a tale of a tropical paradise grappling with a cleanliness crisis that is not only environmental but also a public health nightmare. Brazil, the fifth largest country in the world, is a land of stunning natural beauty. But beneath the surface, it's wrestling with a serious waste management problem. Every day, tons of garbage are produced, much of which ends up in the streets, rivers, and even the ocean. This is a grim reality that many Brazilians live with daily. The statistics are staggering. In the sprawling metropolises like São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro, waste generation is a colossal issue. Each year, these cities generate millions of tons of waste, a significant portion of which is not properly disposed of. The waste management infrastructure is grossly inadequate, leading to overflowing landfills and rampant illegal dumping. Moreover, Brazil's rivers bear the brunt of this waste mismanagement. The once pristine waters now serve as a conduit for waste, carrying it from the cities to the ocean. It's an environmental catastrophe that is decimating aquatic life and turning Brazil's beautiful beaches into garbage dumps. And then there's the issue of air pollution. Brazil's cities are often shrouded in a haze of pollution, the result of industrial emissions and rampant deforestation. The air quality is so poor that it's been linked to a myriad of health issues, including respiratory diseases and heart problems. This cleanliness crisis is a ticking time bomb. It threatens not only the environment, but also the health and well-being of millions of Brazilians. It's a complex issue, one that requires urgent attention and innovative solutions. But despite the challenges, there's hope. Many Brazilians are rising to the occasion, advocating for better waste management and cleaner cities. There's a growing awareness of the need for sustainable living and responsible consumption. Brazil, a country striving for progress, yet shackled by its cleanliness crisis. It's a paradox that needs to be addressed if Brazil is to reach its full potential. After all, cleanliness isn't just a basic human right, it's the foundation of a healthy, prosperous society. In Brazil, the rhythm of samba is often drowned out by the echoes of crime. That's right, beneath the vibrant culture and lively celebrations lies a troubling issue: crime. It's a conundrum that penetrates deep into the fabric of Brazilian society, affecting the everyday lives of its citizens. Let's delve into this dark side. Despite the country's efforts to curb crime, Brazil still battles with an alarmingly high crime rate. The statistics paint a stark picture. Every year, countless Brazilians fall victim to various types of crime, ranging from petty thefts to violent assaults. The homicide rate in particular has been a persistent issue. On average, it's estimated that every hour at least one person falls victim to homicide in Brazil. Quite a chilling thought, isn't it? This rampant crime not only shatters the peace, but also poses a significant hurdle in the country's development. It's a constant source of fear and anxiety for the locals, casting a grim shadow over their lives. It also deters tourists, thus impacting Brazil's economy. The impacts are far-reaching and deeply ingrained. But why is the crime rate so high, you may ask? Well, the reasons are manifold. Poverty, unemployment, illiteracy, and corruption are some of the key contributing factors. These issues, coupled with the country's vast income inequality, create a breeding ground for crime. Efforts to combat this issue are ongoing, but progress is slow. Law enforcement agencies are constantly grappling with these challenges, often overwhelmed by the sheer scale of the problem. The task is enormous, but the resilience of the Brazilian people is not to be underestimated. In conclusion, while Brazil is known for its captivating culture, breathtaking landscapes, and infectious energy, it's impossible to overlook the pervasive crime that lurks beneath the surface. It's a harsh reality that stands in stark contrast to its carnival-laden image. Crime in Brazil, a grim spectre that continues to haunt this vibrant nation. Crime in Brazil, a harsh reality that stands in stark contrast to its carnival-laden image.